Dov'è Gavis? Jemut live sorry. Keso tubi. Jemut taivri depan. Hendo jagun Charles lui vali miri. Hendo jagun Costas. Un tairi vali Sirio trikilsa. Jemut kiven jui depan. Unei siti vili vilat. Un tairi valotti.
Okay. Well. It's just me and you today
Yep.
on I feel like it's an exciting day because they had 1 year anniversary show. I'm big on, milestones. So,
Mhm.
um, I feel like we've had a big week.
Oh yeah.
So, what the hashtag trending, Tara, which one did you like better? I guess I'll start with that.
I would say Kirk was right. I think just because of how big it got and how like on autopilot all of us were, just because it's like, I mean, it's not surprising for us. I mean, once, we're told to do something, we do it and we listen to, our Lord and Savior. However, I think it was just like I said, the way we all get together and do what he says, and saw that it was trending number 4 in the United States. Like that's insane.
Right.
So,
And I mean, that one is applicable all day, any day. So,
right. And even
uh,
he said,
it's timeless.
right, exactly. And even he said, that should be trending every day. So,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure if he wanted it, we could get it every day, but,
It kind of reminded me, like, when kids do the thing where they repeat back to someone,
yeah,
like every time anyone tweeted something, that was just what I responded with, hashtag Kirk was right. And it kind
right.
of reminded me of that. Like I'm just standing in the middle of my kitchen for an hour going, wow, I guess this is what I'm going to accomplish tonight.
I
But
know you went to bed a little later too. Like I remember you're like, okay, I guess I got a second wind. I'm ready to
I'm
go
so
to bed.
tired.
No, I feel you. But yeah, it's been not only an exciting year, but it's been a pretty exciting week and just a lot of things happening and definitely a lot to reminisce on. So it's I can't believe it went by so fast. So too.
Absolutely. Now, do you think that as the show goes on longer, there's less of a differential between an OG and a mincel? Do you think at this point, like if you've been listening for 10 months, you're pretty seasoned?
Right. I mean, I definitely think as the show goes on, there will be newer people, and I would say, maybe if they listened a few times they would get it, but I feel like if you were there from the beginning and even earlier from his Barstool days, you have more of an understanding what's going on. I feel like if I showed my friends tomorrow the show, they probably wouldn't be able to catch up right away. So I would say there is some kind of difference between the two, even going
Sure.
forward, I think. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. I think so too. And, we have fun with it, but I think at the end of the day, we realize we're all kind of one group. And I think of the growth of the show, even like I went to the vigil,
Mm-hmm.
which was in November, and if
Right.
they were to try to do that now, it would be so much bigger than it was even then. So it
Right.
just growing and growing, and these live shows are like,
Oh, she's got.
sorry
Oh my
about
God.
that.
I literally.
Were you vamping? I can't wait to see that.
So I was literally like, so the community has grown. It was honestly the most awkward thing. I was like, all right, now what do I do?
Talking about the grown community, she's like, and now it's down to one.
And now, yeah, I was going to say, as the community grows, yes, it's exciting that it's growing. However, I could understand why, like even Madawaska, like I think, we would have, my fiance and I would have gone to the vigil, but it was like so last minute and, he couldn't get work off. But I feel like I like the intimate settings as well, and I like being just a part of this group. And I still feel that although the community is getting bigger and bigger, it still feels intimate, if that makes sense. Like I still think, and that's that's what Kirk does. I mean, he's still very transparent, he's very interactive, and I think that's what makes it feel that way. So for sure, I feel like all of that.
Are you able to go to both Sako shows?
No, I mean, I would have easily done both, but my fiance is working the next day, and we're probably just going to drive home right after because it's not that long of a ride. Obviously, not as long as Madawaska, but I also want other people to get that opportunity if they couldn't get tickets the first time to get the second time. I'm not sure if it's sold out yet. I know the other day they said that there were still tickets left for Sunday, but yeah, I'll just be there Saturday, so I'm looking forward to it. Really fun.
Oh, so excited. Yes, every time they talk about it, I get excited. So I'm hoping to go to both. I haven't bought a ticket for the second show, but my schedule will allow me to go. So I'm probably going to coordinate to, hitchhike out front.
Right, and you're not that far. I mean, you're in the States, so I feel like you can
I'm about an hour away.
All right, come on, someone get me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I think I should be able to get in there pretty easily. So how panicked are you already about next week and no show?
I honestly was kind of like, okay, what am I going to do? Because it's been, such a routine to either get a midnight drop, a 11 o'clock drop, and now Sirius Radio. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with my day? I mean, I don't really listen to many podcasts, if at all any, just that one, and there's not much else going on. I mean, I did binge all of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 Days season 3, so you're very proud of me for that. So
turned another one.
My God, what a fascinating time. Anyway, so I think it's a well-deserved break for Kirk and Mike and Steve, and they've done so much, and they're doing a lot already. And I don't know, as much as I will be bummed, I'll be happy that they get their time off, and then things will slowly go back to normal the following week and the week after that. So how about you?
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm already, I'm big on listening to shows twice, so I might go back and I feel like I always miss things, so I'll probably do a little bit of that. And it's like you said, I'm glad that they have their time off, but I'm a little bit selfish going, what are we gonna do?
I know.
We always keep ourselves busy on Twitter though, so
yeah, I feel like hopefully, we don't get too busy on Twitter, and we can kind of stay calm and be civil, you know what I mean? But yeah, they spoil us.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, there's already like 5 million wars going on. I can't keep up at this point. So
and this new one is nasty, and it's ugly, and I will just say that anyone who isn't recognizing how terrible this person is seriously needs to understand that we're dealing with someone who has done things that Murchison has done, is doing things extremely harmful, and it's not fun, it's not funny, it's not, oh, it's a differing opinion. This is
Right. It's not like a trolling situation. Maybe it seems
right.
like that at first, but I mean, honestly, it goes back to, hashtag fire Key Marco and the professionalism with that. And I feel like in no other profession, this would still be going on. I feel like
Right.
at this point, what are we even doing here? In the words of Kirk.
No.
So
Yeah.
it's honestly, and even some of the comments that I've seen, I don't want to give it too much attention that, although,
Exactly.
but it's just ridiculous and childish. And yeah, that's all I'll say about it. And I'm
Yeah,
professional.
we'll let
So,
Kirk handle it because he always
yeah,
does that
he,
very well.
he's right.
And
Always.
hashtag.
Kirk
So I
is
meant
right.
to tell you that I went to get my haircut on Thursday, and in your honor, I asked her, I said, has anyone come in with like a home job that needed some TLC? She said she got a few with, they cut their own bangs and
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I think actually maybe on Thursday or a few days before, I actually went to get my hair fixed, and I went in there and I made an appointment, and I was just like, I made a mistake. I messed up. Please help.
she
And it
fessed up
wasn't
to it.
right. And oh, of course. I mean, this isn't the first time I've done this, although this is the first time it came out worse. Like it was anyway, two different lengths. But it wasn't really that bad. Now it's like one length, and now I'm just not touching it for a very, very long time. But yeah, I
There
can
you go.
imagine, yeah. So there's that.
But she said not many, but she enjoyed the question. So I was going to tell a quick story about my weekend since we
Yeah.
don't have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was a kid, I went hiking in Bar Harbor, and
Mhm.
we went up this very steep trail, and I remember thinking it was a blast. I was fearless as a kid, and I remember
Mhm.
my mom cried the entire way up and was terrified. So fast forward to where I am now, the age my mom was, and my daughter is my age. We're going up this cliff, Tara.
Oh yeah.
My knees are black and blue because I wouldn't stand up. I was crawling on the rocks. This is like if you sneeze, you're gonna plummet to your death. This was not like, are you a risk taker, or fearless person?
Yeah, to some extent. I mean, I just haven't, came in contact with, hiking the mountains that you do. However, if I got that chance,
Um,
I probably would.
will not
But
be doing that again.
okay, never
Like
mind.
you're
So I
on
guess I
these
won't be
rungs.
going with you.
You're on
Oh
these
my.
rungs. Just look, oh my, it was terrifying. I'm
How'd
sure
you
some
get
people.
down? How'd you get
There's
down?
an opposite trail in the back.
Oh, good.
Because I said that when I got on top of the mountain. I said, if we have to go down that, I'm calling the park ranger emergency service and they can come get me. I'm not going down that way. It's impossible. Goodbye, just bungee jump off or
Right. I
something.
could picture a
So
helicopter coming in and like picking you guys up and bringing you down because
yeah, I was really trying not to be that girl, but we were about halfway up and I was doing like Lamaze breathing, like the pregnant women do, like
oh, I don't
I
blame
can't
you.
breathe.
But you
I
did
am
it.
terrified.
You did it. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah, and I said we're taking a lot of pictures of this because I'm gonna brag about it for a long time,
Right.
even though the pictures, it's like smile, and I'm like, I can't. I'm on a
I
ledge.
know the
This is
picture, it looked like
so awful.
you were happy, but at the same time you looked like, "Okay, like, get me out of here." Like,
No,
it
so
it wasn't that, it was just like, "Okay, okay, got the picture, good, let's go now."
yeah. So I owe my mom an apology because we made fun of her for years over this, and it was like, "Oh, your fingernails are still embedded in the rocks." Nope, she was correct. It was terrifying.
Oh my god,
So
but that's awesome, and it's good that you got away, and I know you were excited for this weekend for
yes.
a while, so it's
Oh,
a much
I
needed
was. Oh, thank
vacation.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you don't hike, but I know you do amusement parks. Do
I
you
do.
do all and any rides, or are
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Really?
aside from Disney, last summer, my friends and I went to Hershey Park, which I've been there before. However, I didn't do a lot of the roller coasters just because of time. So there's a few rides that literally like go straight down and they do the loops and everything. However, these rides, I felt like I was going to fall out multiple times. Like these aren't like, yeah, Disney has roller coasters, but I feel like they're pretty safe compared to these and other parks across the, like Busch Gardens and
Really?
Cedar Point and stuff like
It's
that.
older park, right? It's
Yeah,
older
definitely.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe a little less updated.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, "Oh my god." My friends were like all into it. I was just like, "Okay." And then you hear on the news sometimes how those like traveling carnivals, like things break apart and that scares the
Oh
crap
yeah,
out of me.
because they
But
put those up in 10 minutes.
right, it's not just like
So
right. But yeah,
not built to last.
no, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty into thrill rides. In Orlando, there's actually this bungee cord thing where like you and someone else go in it and they like lift you
Oh, the
up.
slingshot.
Yep. I would love to
No.
do that. I don't know
Really?
why. Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
know. It seems fun. Like skydiving, I would like to do. I
You
don't
would
know.
do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for my 30th
There
or something.
hey, there you go. Well, I did my probably last hurrah of danger ever because I like my feet on the ground. I'll hike all day, just not where I can have my life flash before my eyes.
Well, you
So,
did
but I
Madawaska. You did Madawaska. That was pretty life threatening.
that's true. Look at I've had an adventurous year considering half of it's been stuck at home in quarantine, so
Yeah,
not too bad. Not
you're
too
doing
bad.
pretty well. At least this live event, it's going to be sunny and we're not driving through a blizzard and it's not a million hours away. However, next year, I'm
Ye
sure if I even get tickets, which I'm praying to God I do, I'll rent a car, an SUV, or do something like that because I don't know. I don't know, girl. It's tough. Oh, and Lauren left again. She's trying. I mean, I guess I can do this myself. I don't know. So, this is fun. So, anyways, it's been a long time since I've seen the Jonas Brothers. Oh, you're back.
Oh my god. You Tara, I'm so sorry.
It's
Fortnite
okay.
has an update. I'm gonna tell you what this is. Fortnite updated today, and my son is on a gaming spree right now, and I
Okay.
apparently taking all the internet. So I am sorry about that.
It's fine. I was just you're going to love looking back and watching the times when I'm by myself. It's a nice little blooper
It's
that we'll
it's
leave in
your
there.
moment.
It's like when Kirk goes to the bathroom and Steve and Mike talk. Like that's
Yeah,
what
I
this
want to hear more of that, to be honest,
I
just because
know.
it's
I love their little back and forths, and then when Kirk just comes in and is just like, "What?" And I really I know we're all over the place, but I really enjoy the clips that are on YouTube. I love that when he goes live, I like seeing it. Just like at the live show, I like seeing his gestures and when he gets all pissed off and his I
yes,
don't know. I just
very
think it's
theatrical.
exactly, and it's just cool to also just see behind the scenes and their like how they actually interact with each other. So I don't
Right.
know.
Or even when, like, when Kirk's going off on, maybe he's singing a song or he's involved in a call or on something that could be considered kind of awkward, and you
Yeah,
kinda look over at Mike and he's kind of sitting there, not confused, but just like,
he's like,
"This
"Mm,
is"
yeah,
it's probably the look I'm giving my phone when I'm hearing it, like, "Wait, what is this?"
right.
It's
And
interesting.
I will have to say, I think it's really hysterical sometimes when calls don't go like they just kind of die, like the bit's not going well, and Kirk's like trying to like, and he's like, okay, we're done. See you later.
Yeah.
Like I just like that whole back and forth, and I don't know, I could go on and on and on about him. But yeah, anyways, so
Well, and okay, so I don't wanna offend you when I say this, but and I don't know you well, but you're, like, young, you're cute, you're sweet, the
oh, I
boy
like that.
bands. If someone were to say, "Who does Tara listen to, Ellie, Schnitt, or Kirk?" I think some people might peg you as an Ellie fan just, from the surface.
Yeah.
So I
feel
have
like
to
that.
ask, like, what would be your, like, well, no, this is why I listen to Kirk instead, and this is what I like about him.
Well, I would say I honestly have never listened to Ellie's podcast, and I think, you
I
know,
respect that. Yes.
yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe before I haven't really been into the whole Barstool podcast scene. However, I think just basically everything Kirk stands for. I mean, he questions things. He obviously he exposed her, and I also had that same view as Kirk with it. And my friends and I talk about it too. I feel like, yeah, I could do a Periscope and do my makeup all the time. I could do like, yeah, I get that that's maybe my scene, but I feel like I learn more and I'm educated more listening to Kirk. And that's kind of how it
Nice.
was before too. When he was at WEI, I learned more about current events and actual thing. Like, I understand
Yes.
half the time it's like joking around and whatnot, but there's stories and there's news, and they're talking about things that maybe I wouldn't get out of Ellie, or obviously, or I would get like misinformation. You know what I mean? So I think,
No,
and
absolutely.
and that's the other thing too. I think someone tweeted me because I posted, I went to a Jonas Brothers concert last year, a few years ago, and they were like, seeing who you listen to and that you're a Kirk fan has me puzzled. So I'm just like, I'm a versatile person, I guess.
There
So
you
I
go.
throw people
Well,
off.
some people think, because we have, boobs, we shouldn't be a Kirk fan, but, I think the female audience is growing. So
Right. And I
that's
think,
exciting.
yeah, and I think because of that, it shows it, how people say that Kirk is this, and that. Well, okay, he's not clearly not sexist. He's clearly not this, because it's like we would probably be offended by it. You know what I mean? Or we wouldn't really put
Right.
up with that. So I think, and I think we're logical people as well.
There
So
you go. I do too. There we've come to an agreement. We all are on the same page with that. So logic beats everything. I like that.
yeah.
So, our friend Inspector J tweeted at us this week and asked if I or we could share some dating stories. I don't know if you saw that.
I think I did. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I have a few, but did you want to go first? Dating story? Anything
I
stand
mean,
out?
honestly, I may have one because I didn't really date much in 8th grade or ninth grade before I met my fiance.
Ooh,
But
every eighth grade date is awkward. I think we can all agree with that.
all right, then this was super quick. But
No, you're fine.
my boyfriend at the time, I've known him since like kindergarten, and he was best friends he was neighbors with my best friend. So we went to the movies, classic, middle school, high school date, and his dad came, and then he just sat between us the whole time. So, which is,
Oh,
I get it. I understand I'm like a child, but it's just like awkward because it's not like I'm gonna do anything because I'm like 13 or whatever. But
yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
all right, like, what do you think I'm gonna do in the movie theater? And it's like, whatever. But that, I really don't have much because I mean, shortly after that, I mean, my fiance and I have had many like just silly times together, and we were both awkward. I would say. I mean, we had weird movie dates, and it's just we kind of like grew up and matured a bit. Obviously.
Yeah, you're finding yourselves as a couple, so that is kind of interesting.
Right. It's hard. And I would say it's not the easiest thing to do. And it sometimes gets ugly, but I think that's like the true test there, I would say.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have much, but I'm intrigued to hear your stories because I feel like they're
Uh,
really good.
okay. Okay. So I'm going to preface these stories by saying, of course, we do not think like domestic violence is funny. We do not think crazy boyfriends are funny. I can laugh at these stories now because it's been a very long time. And,
Mhm.
I know that people, when they're young, they're stupid. So please, everyone, keep in mind, I'm trying to keep this light. So I had a rough patch of dating some rather bad boys, I guess you would call them, and this was when I was very young. So the first one, I worked at a supermarket after school, after high school, so it was a night job, and he didn't take our breaking up very well, and he would show up to my work and lay underneath my car between the front tire and the rear tire, so I couldn't drive off without running him over, essentially. So he would lay down under there. And I mean, it's dark, it's at night. I'm a tiny
I'm
little
so
person.
sorry.
So I know, like I said, this was terrifying at the time. I think it's funny now because yes, I will run you over if you don't get out of the way. Then I was like, oh, so I'd have to go in and get the manager, and then they'd have to bring in a police officer to thank you for doing your job, police officers, to walk me to my car for a couple weeks. And finally, I mean, enough was enough. So there was restraining order number 1.
Yeah.
So there's that. Fast forward, I think about a year. So the next boyfriend that I had, and we actually had an apartment together, and he moved out, and about a week later, he was really, really paranoid that I was like dating somebody else. So, oh my God. So I went out with like a couple girlfriends, 2 girlfriends. We went to, get some appetizers and a drink.
Yeah.
And we come back to my apartment to just hang out and talk. So they're there for about 2 hours, and we're all sitting around in the living room. They're there for about 2 hours. So I finally close the door when the last one leaves, and my ex-boyfriend comes walking out of the bathroom. He had hid in my shower the whole time that they were there.
How the heck? Oh my God.
So restraining order number 2, because you can't hide in my shower when I have company because you're afraid. Yeah, so
more like a horror film, not even like real life.
Like I said, it's funny now. It was not funny then.
No,
I remember calling my brother who lived in Florida. He's like, "Do I need to drive up here?" And I said, "No, it's fine. We've changed the locks. We've contacted the landlord. We're gonna be okay." But so those were my 2. I don't know if those are dating stories, but
I mean, I'm not surprised because you do hear a lot of, crazy stories about that, and obviously, it can get worse and more serious. Obviously, that's serious, but you know what I mean? Like, like they didn't do anything to you, which is good.
Right.
However, I don't even know what to say. Like, that's insane, especially like laying under the car. Like, I'm wondering, did other people coming out of the store see, or like were they kind of like, what is that? Or, is that an animal? Is that a person? Like, I don't know.
Yes, it's an animal. Well, I mean, and now that I'm older, it's like, oh my God, have some pride, man. Get off the ground.
Things have probably not changed as much because clearly dating now, from what I've been told, and my friends share all these crazy stories, it's very hard to find the right one. So yeah,
there you go. So I'll end on a light one. I have one more, and this is it. I mean, if people like these, I'm sorry, this is going to be it because I have no more. But I had a date, a first date with a guy I thought was really cute. His name was Anthony, and we went. I had a car, he didn't, so I picked him up, and we went to, hey, shout out to Friendly's. So we go to Friendly's. I had on my Guess jeans because it was like 1998, and that's all anyone wore. So I was
flare.
Oh, they were flare leg. I was feeling good in my Guess jeans. So we go to Friendly's. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And we get up to leave, and I look at my purse, no car keys. So I'm like, where did I put my car keys? Check in my pockets, check under the table at the restaurant. We go out to the car, can't find the keys. I'm like, what is happening? We're looking under the car. We retrace our steps. We must have looked for 45 minutes. I was so embarrassed. And I had, because it was 1998 and the grunge thing was in, so I had my little crochet bag, and it had hooked to the underneath of my purse. So they were dangling from the bottom of my purse the whole time. Now, again, me this day and age, I'd be able to laugh that off. Tara, I was so embarrassed. I had to like avoid him everywhere I went for like a year. So
Really?
yeah, date over because I got embarrassed.
Well, I
So
mean,
sorry, Anthony.
that's not as bad. I mean, this was just by myself, but I locked my car keys in my trunk a few months ago, so that's nothing special. I'd rather have had
Yeah.
it like stuck to my purse than like I was putting stuff in
Have
the
to
trunk.
call somebody.
Yeah, I actually, well, now AAA exists. You know AAA, right?
Yes, I'm familiar with their business.
Okay. No, I wasn't sure where they were in the area, but yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I think we've had our fair share of like embarrassing stuff. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have any like good juicy date details, but it's all right. I'm sure. Who knows what my fiance and I will do. Maybe we'll have some fun stories to tell.
Ooh, maybe something from the drive-in, huh?
Ooh, we'll see. Or maybe next time I'll reveal a story from our past.
Yeah,
Next
right?
time.
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Tara's like, an exciting night at our house is, I wear my fancy sweatpants. It's okay.
yeah, no, that I could bring there's some stuff from like when we were 16, 17 that I'm sure like this would be the clickbait. Like we'll go full on like YouTube, like girlfriend does this with her boyfriend or something like that. We'll figure it out. I'll share some stories. Not right now, but
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, not wearing white for the wedding. No, I'm kidding.
who knows? Maybe I'll get, you know what? I will say, maybe we'll get
Ooh.
married at Saco.
In 5 weeks?
No. However, I
I
am
was like,
jealous of
holy moly.
no, I am jealous of all the babies that are being blessed. I'm like, I want a baby just so Kirk can bless it.
Yeah, but you have the engagement. You have like the original event, the original moment. So
Yeah, I
nothing
know.
to be just. Oh, she's
I
bored. She's like, next.
no, but it's hilarious when he's just like saying the prayer, mumbling it, and I literally just die. He's like, okay, put it up like against your pelvis. Like, come on, like that's hysterical. But here I am going on a tangent.
Well, no, what's hysterical about that is they were in the hospital. So
I
this
know.
woman is either an absolute saint or she's also a fan of the show. Because could you imagine like being in labor and like
Not
your
knowing what's going
husband,
on, and then the
yeah,
husband's like, "Here, put this near your stomach,"
yeah,
and
you've got all your stuff just out for the world to see and
right, and everyone is going to hear that for like the rest of eternity because it's recorded. Like, I mean, I just think he started this amazing tradition that I'm like, okay, when my child is in utero, ready to go. I mean, Kirk's probably, I don't know. I'm hoping it happens eventually.
there you go.
So yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Well, you know what? I wanted to put you on the spot, and I
Oh,
want you to give me a Justin-esque top 5 celebrities. Go.
okay. Ariana Grande, Joe Jonas, Chris Hemsworth, Demi Lovato, Tom Hiddleston, Sebastian
Oh
Stan.
my goodness. Oh
Uh,
my goodness.
I can go more if you want.
Is that in order? See, I was wondering if you were going to say the Jonas Brothers, if they are kind of a is it 3 for 1?
Yeah, I would say okay. Oh, and I forgot the Backstreet Boy. Oh my god.
It's a lot.
I know it's a lot.
Oof.
I'm a mess. However, like I can't compete with Justin's list. I can't. Like that's just amazing that he can be like.
Kirk's not on your list.
Anyway, yeah, that's right. Just kidding. Edit this out. Kirk's number one. Yeah, that's. I'm ashamed of myself.
Well, he's part like we're in the family at this point, so
Right,
maybe
we're
you can
family.
use
It's
that
not.
as some kind of an excuse.
Yeah, because that's what. Right, Justin had dinner with him, so then he was like, he's not.
Right.
So okay, we're just gonna go
You're
with that.
going. You're going with that.
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's all right.
Watch
Okay.
next show.
I have no
She's banned.
celebrities.
What about
I
you?
know. Oh boy. I don't have any. I'm not a really a big celebrity person. I wanted to say the Rockettes. I don't know if they count as a celebrity, but
They're well known.
it's my only bucket list item is to go to Radio City Music Hall and see the Rockettes. So if I was a foot taller, I would be in that dance line. But
Same, but
yeah,
here we are.
genetics worked
We're down
against me.
here. No, it's good.
Oh. All right. Well, we'll catch up with everything else, I think, next week. Maybe we'll try to do a longer one because no shows. So we can just, ramble on and maybe some people will be back to join us.
Yeah.
Sorry about my terrible internet tonight.
You're good. Everyone's going to enjoy
Fortnite's fault.
And then next week we'll probably hopefully have an update with the Bachelorette and see if that is still a thing, because I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about next week. So
we will. Okay. Well, this was fun. It was like our own date.
Yeah, it was.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.